So it is time. So this is the Infinite Game, and today I'm going to be talking about the highest selling or highest volume selling football cards. So 2020 Donruss base PSA 10 for Justin Herbert. Pop count is 413. That pop count is going to increase just because there's a ridiculous amount of PSA, and a lot of people who are ripping packs that are going to be sending more into PSA. There's about 10 that were sold in the last week, and it's only up 2.83%. Justin Herbert is a good investment, but I think it's more long term. I think he's going to have a sophomore slump, and Donruss is more of a flip thing, lower end kind of product. It's better to have Selective Prism or move your way up to, National Treasures or Immaculate or, RPA type things. And the other one is Josh Allen's 2018 Prism Base 10, Pop 1000. I think that pop count is still going to grow, but I do see him a future star. That's up 2.39%. I think he's going to have a big year. And then here is a chart over the last 7 days. Technically, it's down, and technically it's been trending down in the last 7 days, technically. But it will probably pick up a little bit at the end of June. And then here it is in the last 80 days. Still, it's pretty much been pretty stagnant overall. I would say it's up to the person, but it may be a decent hold until you see things go up a little bit more. I don't think it's going to double or triple, but probably go up 30%. And then the next thing is Derek Carr 2014 Topps Chrome base PSA 10, 1,778. And then it went up almost 9%. Yeah, I think only 11 sells. They're in the Las Vegas Raiders, so there's going to be some popularity with him, and he's a good quarterback. I think he is in the top 10 of current quarterbacks right now, like 9 or 10 ranked. And then Drew Lock, I wouldn't buy him. He's probably going to be a bust. He's just overhyped, especially last year. And then the pop count is almost 3,000. Well, 2,600. That's still pretty high, in my opinion. 12 sells. If you can get it for $57 to $61, to a lot of people, it's not a lot of money, but it could be a decent flip. It may go to 80, but I don't think it's necessarily worth it. Derek Carr, maybe. And then, Drew Lock could surprise some people, but I don't see much talent there. Next is Patrick Mahomes, 2017 Optic PSA 10, Pop 3017. It's down $158. He's still a buy. Yeah, so if you're looking for a flip, I think it could be problematic. Well, long-term hold, but I wouldn't want to long-term hold an Optic card. I think Prism is more desirable, or select field level silver. The reason why I say that is just lower pop cards, and those cards are more iconic than the Optic. Optic is kind of like that third in the mid tier. But I think it's still a good card. I think his stuff can still go up, but I do think in his prices is built up that he's probably going to win, more Super Bowls and probably be one of the top 3 greatest quarterbacks ever, at worst top 5. So I think all that is still built into his price. But he's probably the safer bet because the team is good. Next is Baker Mayfield. I don't know. He pop counts like 2,000. He may have a good year. The team is good, and it's a team sport. If you look at in the past 7 days, it is definitely up. Yeah, I mean, it's gone up 28.29%. Not a fan of Donruss base, but it's a decent flip if you're trying to get something higher. Next is the Barry Sanders Topps Traded 1989, pop count 4,500. Not the best Barry Sanders card. That's more like a modern flip. It's not really vintage, but it's a good play because he's an all-time great, but I don't think that card is really something I will be holding long term. Yeah, and it's down. I don't even know if I would bother buying that card. And then this is in the last 180 days, slightly going up, but it's mostly been stagnant. So the next is Kyler Murray, Donruss base, and Lamar Jackson, Donruss base. Both pop counts around 3,000. Both are down. Sales are 16. High for Murray is 145. High for Jackson 161. I think both are gonna have really big years. It's just kind of like a wait and see. Yeah, I wouldn't really bother with those kind of cards either, though. I really wouldn't waste my time unless you're trying to flip to get bigger cards. Next is Daniel Jones. I think he's going to have a good year or better year than he had before because I think he can play. I just think, the Giants just have a horrible team and they are going to slightly get better. And I think with NFC East is easier to win. So, Prism base at that price, 159. If you have the money, I think is worth it. If not, and since it's down, it's probably worth buying. But yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be posting a lot more videos in the next few days.